For 2 years, I started almost every Claude session in the same way, pasting the same paragraph about my stack, my conventions, the stuff I had learned the hard way every single time. Then I moved all of it into one single file sitting in project root, and the guessing stopped. The same prompt, the same model, but now it gets my stack and my convention right from message 1. Most engineers do not know this file exists. By end of this video, you will have one you can drop in any project today. Back in the first video of this series, I talked about 3 things that surprised me when I started using Claude. The third one was that context compounds. The more Claude knows about your specific situation, the better help gets. This was the insight and this video is the mechanic. Claude.md is a markdown file you put in the root of any project. Claude Code reads it at the start of every session before you type a single prompt. It is how you stop re-explaining your project from scratch every time. Here is where the file lives and how Claude picks it up. When you open a Claude Code session in a project directory, Claude looks for this file automatically. No configuration, no command to run. It loads into context before your first message. Think about what that means. Every convention you have ever had to re-explain, your stack, your folder structure, your testing approach, your audience if you are working on content like this, it is available from message 1, every session. And there is a second place Claude.md matters, the global one, in .claude folder in your home directory. That one loads for every session, not just project sessions. So it is where you put the things that are true about yourself regardless of any project. Let me show you the Claude.md file that I actually use for this channel. This is not a demo file. This is the one that has been running in production. 3 things I want you to notice. First, the audience and voice section. I described who I am writing for. Mid, late career engineers, skeptical, time poor, hype averse. I described the voice. Peer, not guru, not hype, no hand holding. Now, Claude never has to infer that. It is the context before I type a single word. Second, conventions. I told Claude what format my scripts follow, that the channel has 2 signatures every episode must include, where to find the packaging rules, things I would otherwise have to paste or re-explain. Third, guardrails. Things Claude must never do. Use an employee's code or data, reread a file it just edited, or append to a file when it could edit it inline. That contrast I showed you at the top, same prompt, same model. The only variable is whether Claude.md was loaded. That's the difference is what you are encoding. You just saw my Claude.md. Now strip out my specifics, the audience, the script format, the channel voice, and look at the skeleton underneath. It is the same 3 sections no matter what you build, and that is the part you copy today. Section 1, Project Identity and Constraints. Who is the audience? What the project is? What stack or tools are in play? What constraints come from hard experience, the we learn not to do X. Section 2, Conventions Claude must follow. Not suggestions, instructions. Folder structure, naming, formatting, the specific doc structure you use, anything that you would want new collaborator to read from day 1. Section 3, the never do list. Explicit prohibitions. Do not touch production data. Do not add logging unless I ask. These are the guardrails. The things where a wrong default costs you real time. That is the whole structure. 3 sections, plain markdown and shorter than you think. Every line should be something that is true every session. You do not need a perfect Claude.md on day 1. A rough, tight first version is 100 times better than none, and 100 times better than a bloated one. A quick one here, and I mean it. My real Claude.md for one of my own apps is over 500 lines. It repeats itself, contradicts itself, and half the status notes are stale. I linked the file below. Nothing cleaned up except bundle ID and prices. Tell me what you would cut to get it down to 3 sections I just showed you. I read every comment and I will turn best answers into a follow-up. Here is the habit I had to unlearn. I used to just re-explain the code base in every single prompt. It felt like a rigor. It was actually waste. I was spending tokens and attention on things that do not change every single session. Claude.md moves that explanation out of your prompts and into permanent context. One write, every session benefits. The drop in worth knowing. Context engineering. How you architect the information Claude has access to is fast becoming a skill everyone's converging for, making agents reliable. Anthropic published their own engineering guidance on it. And the core line is every senior engineer should internalize. Context is a finite resource, not a free one. There is even name for what happens when you overfill it. Context rot. The more you cram in, the worse model gets at finding the part that matters. Anthropic's own guiding principle is to find the smallest possible set of high signal tokens that maximize the likelihood of some desired outcome. That is Claude.md in single line. Not write down everything, the few things that are always true, loaded before message 1 and nothing that is not. One action this week, open your most used project, create a Claude.md at the root and write your 3 sections. Take 20 minutes. You will feel the difference in the next session. If this was useful, subscribe. And my real Claude.md 500 messy lines is linked in the description below. Tell me what you would cut.